back to Crypto Talks. My name is Phil, and today I'm actually solo because somebody thought it was fun to go to Thailand instead of hanging out with me and you guys. So that's rude, right? I'm not going to mention any names, but there's usually another person here. Um, so let's just forget about him for a while. So there's been some interesting stuff going on here. So my TA today is going to be super simple. All right. And I don't even need the charts for this. So Bitcoin is either going to go up or down. Right, thank you. See you guys later. I'm just kidding. All right, so let's get serious here for a second. Yeah, exactly, Golden Goose. Where's Rob? Well, he's in Thailand. He's just hanging out in Thailand, being all, I don't know, sweaty, I guess. But, he's allowed. He's been working hard, so it's fine. Let's see who's here, actually. Iakan is here. Imre is here. Goose, you're here. David is here. Sick. All right, let's get into this. So, as you guys know, Bitcoin has made some moves. And I'm going to try this window for a second here while I just do my briefing, I suppose. We've been moving up today pretty significantly. We actually ripped all the way from, I think it was 67. It started poking up through 67, I believe. And then we just went all the way up to where we are right now, which is at $70,767.36. That's quite the move. It's a $3,500 move in a day. And it started happening after the American market opens. So, as expected, I should say. And hi, Paul. So let's actually get into this properly, because I do have some TA here. This is the weekly. I'm not going to look too much into that, but we're going to zoom into the daily first. You know how we always do the daily first. I don't know if you guys were watching a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember exactly when it was. I think it was during kind of this sideways move right here. We were talking about how we would expect Bitcoin to kind of come above 69K, which was the top, and it could possibly fail, or if it broke over it, we would kind of get stuck for a while in this range. And it's kind of what happened. We were expecting to see, a breakout of 69 and then maybe getting a bit higher and then falling over. But we fell over pretty quickly. And we were hoping that we would sit in the range between about wherever that top was and down to 65K. 65K being the weekly candle close from the previous all-time high. But we actually went all the way down to 61K, just below 61K. And that was a bit unexpected, I'll be honest. I did not expect it to kind of be that violent. But yeah, lots of longs got liquidated, and that's part of the game, I suppose. But as you can see, we're already turning around. Today was an amazing day. Hopefully we close above 69 here, which would mean, well, we're back over. We're trying out that breakout again, I suppose. And this time the breakout might actually hold. So we'll see. But just to get into this a bit near... Wow. Excuse me. Dry throat. I talk too much. So we're looking at 69K as a new support if we close the day above here. And hopefully, if we don't do that, then I can't really say what I think will happen, but that's kind of breaking the whole trend. So I'm not going to get into that. I don't think that's going to happen. There's too much momentum right now. The RSI on the daily has bounced on the 50 line, which is bullish, and it's about to cross the moving average right here. So that's also bullish. But we're going to zoom in and just take a closer look at where we are right now. So I'm actually going to go to the 1 hourly, which is somewhere where I don't usually sit during these TA Mondays, but we're going to do it anyway. So we're going to do some trend lines here, guys, just to see where we might end up. So we did break out during the weekend through this. First we broke through this trend line, and then we kind of fell through that again, but for some reason we bounced. But we have this one. It's the latest one that we broke yesterday afternoon sometime, at least in Europe. And we've been holding that so far. We did create a new uptrending line in the bottom like this. We're going to do with the wicks for this one. And we're going to quickly put something that I'm hoping that, like, if we see a downtrend right here, to retest the 69K, which makes sense, you know, because the RSI is all the way up here. The Bollinger, I'm sure the Bollinger is very much outside of the, yeah, it's pretty much sitting outside the whole way up here. And as you can see, Bitcoin has been playing this hourly Bollinger Band pretty heavily in the last day and a half, day or two. So I'm expecting this to kind of cool off a little bit here, let the RSI come back down, maybe bounce in the mid by coming down to 69. That would fit with this as well, which works for me. I'm sure it works for you guys too if you still have your bags packed. But what I want to see, and if that happens, if we see that kind of breakdown like that, we do have basically a confirmed new trading channel right here. Then if we get that, I'm gonna move this one. There we go. So that's a good thing, because then we have this kind of trading channel that will, you know, kind of let it play. We had the same thing going on. Let me just do this real quick here. During the downtrend, we had the same thing going on like this. Whoops. We had the same type of downtrend, you know, going down like this through a trading channel. And now we've kind of reversed that trading channel completely, which is a good thing. That's why I think, if you remember in the Discord, we were talking about this. Oh, hi, Silvio, by the way. And once we saw this higher low, I do believe that one of our indicators, and these are now available, we haven't published them yet, but our Patreon is open, so you can actually subscribe to these indicators. I'm not going to go over all of them right now. I'm currently writing descriptions for them, which is why I haven't published them yet. So once these descriptions are completed, and it's kind of a user manual type thing, because they're very specific, and so we're gonna make sure that we write descriptions for these before we actually just release them, so you guys don't make any mistakes while trying to figure them out. And so if we look at the swing trading strategy, which is kind of a trading strategy. It trades tops and bottoms using various variables. But I'm gonna open up all the let's see, heavy entries and all the medium entries and medium exits, as we're waiting for a signal up here. And I'm pretty sure I know how this is built. I know what makes this, what makes it give us one of these sell signals. And currently, if it turns down a little bit here, we're gonna see a heavy sell signal here. And I think that's what might happen. But using the indicator as the only indicator is not a good idea. But you know, if we get this type of thing where we turn around and go up again, selling there is not a bad idea. However, I don't think that this indicator that we have here would give you a buy signal here. The chances of that happening is not great. It's not made for that. It's made for the bigger swings. And when we get an exponential move like this, where we just need a small cool down, and if we keep the momentum up, it's going to miss that, right? So it's not perfect, but it's obviously, as you can see, very good. So once we get this bounce, which I think this is what's going to happen, we might not get all the way down here. We might just want to do like a little bit slow moving here, just to get the RSI to point back down, maybe hit the middle line here on the RSI before we start moving again. It all depends on the momentum. It all depends on the ETFs, really, to be honest. So we'll have to see. Well, there we go. There it is, live on air. It popped up, like I said. So this is how it works. Just to preface this, they will appear live on the live feed. They get stuck on the chart after the candle closes, but it will blip in and out. See, now it's gone. It will blip in and out as the variables, you know, when the price changes, as the variables kind of adjust themselves. So usually most people would probably wait for it to get stuck there, but if you want to take the risk when it just blips like that, go ahead and take the trade. So that's for everybody who's subscribing to these on Patreon. But yes, so honestly, seeing this move makes sense to me. Maybe it won't be that violent or anything, but I can definitely see a continuation. We're only a little bit away from the all-time high here, and with the momentum that we're currently having, and looking at, let me remove these, looking at higher time frames. Oh, I did a rob there and painted. The 4 hourly is slightly overbought. But obviously you can see how it can stay up here for a long time, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. So as you can see, the momentum is really there. We did get a buy order in this one down here. Not perfect bottom, but still very much close to the bottom. Looking at the daily again, seeing this, I mean, it's all very much intact. And last time we were at this level from this bottom here on the RSI on the daily, we were down here. So the RSI has reset itself from essentially 50 to 50 by making a 44 or 45% move. So can we make another 45% move from here? Maybe, but I mean, that would put us at 90K. Is that gonna happen? Maybe not. Yeah, Paul, you spotted the Batman as well. It's right down here. Yeah, it's a nice looking thing. But yeah, I think that's really where I'm at right now. I'm expecting this to go up. Doesn't have to. Like, we haven't, just to make sure you understand, we haven't actually confirmed a new uptrend or a higher high on the daily yet. We've confirmed a higher low on the daily, right? But we need to get higher than this, and preferably somewhere up here to keep that trend intact, right? So we haven't confirmed on the daily yet, but it is looking pretty good in my opinion. I do want to zoom in again though, and I want to show you one of the reasons to why we might get stuck here, because looking at this as is, and we're getting stuck here for some reason, there's not any exact like top anywhere here or any exact bottom that we're hitting. However, what is happening is I'm going to use my favorite tool, which is the Fibonacci level, Fibonacci extension, and I pull it from the top to the bottom right here, and there we go. I think that's the top, maybe not. There we go. Come on, I need a new mouse, I think. But we're looking at this right here, seeing it fail this fib level right here. That might be one of the issues here. I was actually expecting it to get stuck here in the golden pocket, because we got the 69K here and we got the golden pocket, and we also have this top right here, but it just blazed through it like it wasn't even there. So these things don't always work, and they won't always work. So just keep that in mind if you're doing your own TA, and please don't just listen to me during all this stuff. I'm pretty decent at this, I would say, but don't just take my word for what's going to happen here. Pull your own lines, use your own fib levels, look at your indicators, maybe use some of ours, and do your own analysis, because just listening to me, yeah, it's good to have a perspective from somebody else, maybe somebody with more experience, or maybe even sometimes somebody with less experience, because people with less experience tend to fall back to the basics, and the basics are actually not bad. And people with too much time in the market tend to look at way more complex things than they actually need to. So listen to your friends, even if they're new. Make sure they listen to you, and let's get through this thing together, right? But yeah, I'm seeing this. Not sure exactly if this is going to be it. One of the retracements that it could do would be, again, because it lines up right here, is the 69 level. That's one of the other reasons why I think that might be what we're going to see here. You might even see a deeper one, but why, right? The momentum is quite good. We could pull the fib level from the bottom here to the top, and we can see that this fib level here lines up with this top pretty well. So somewhere around this area, we might see a little bit of a bounce. But we'll have to wait and see. And yeah, I honestly, if you guys have any questions, I know there's a lot of people in there that usually have questions. And I know you like to take the questions into the Discord and talk to us there, which is super cool. But please don't shy away from actually bringing them up here, right? It's just fun because then everybody else gets to partake in the answer and the question and all the thinking and all that stuff, right? So let's see if I can. Some news here. Yeah, nothing big. Dang, there's so much new stuff coming out. All right. Well, so I'm actually going to have a look at Solana as well because I did get a question about Solana and it's looking about the same in terms of the TA. Solana has been less of a, you can see how Bitcoin has really turned this one around. Solana has kind of bounced and then it's currently double topping, which is not, necessarily awesome. That's a horrible line right there. Let's do a proper one. Let's do a horizontal ray or just do something like that. So Solana is currently double topping, but we still have that uptrend going. So worst case scenario, like if Solana wants to kind of cool down while Bitcoin is cooling down, which it usually does, it tends to correct a little bit more violently than Solana, but that does give us, if it wants to go all the way back down, I'm just going to do this one really rough. We might see Solana even go all the way down to here, somewhere around 180 again, which would make sense because we have this flat level of kind of support here. It's not perfect, we got a little bit here, a little bit here, but overall, kind of here somewhere is where we get some support with Solana if it wants to correct back down. Yeah, I'm not sure what to think about Solana, to be honest, because it's one of my big. I'm super bullish on Solana overall, but during this move, when Bitcoin started moving today, it's felt kind of slow somehow, and when Bitcoin, this is what Bitcoin tends to do with the alts is, yeah, the alts go up more in percentage in every pump, but if Bitcoin starts going sideways, just basically flat, alts tend to kind of fall down during that period, so it kind of loses that ground that it made up on Bitcoin. So if you're double positioned here, which I am, I have two longs open, one on Solana and one on Bitcoin. What I tend to try to do is kind of exit the Solana position a little bit once Bitcoin goes flat, and then just get some of it back later. And that's what I do. Obviously, that's not something that you have to do. But we'll have to figure that out too. But yeah, Solana is looking pretty good. It's just the double top there. We might need a little bit of a cool down. The Fibonacci tells us that we're currently in the golden pocket, which for me would just say, yeah, that's support. We might stay here, or it might want to jump up to the next fib, which would put it at 199. And then from there, it's just basically free air all the way back up to all-time high, and it should, well, the local high, I'd say. The all-time high for Solana is at, what is it, 250 something? Yeah, 250 with the weekly close there. What did I just click on? How tired am I today? Yeah, whatever. It's all good. But yeah, Solana just looking pretty good. We'll see where it goes. Obviously the hourly RSI needs to cool down here, which is why I'm kind of seeing that trend down. Can't really see anything else than that right now. Nobody's asked about ETH, so I'm not going to get into ETH. Sorry, ETH's boring. But yeah, we're going to keep this one short, by the way, today, guys. We tend to be able to throw ideas at each other, me and Rob, when it's both me and him. But when it's just me, I kind of just go through the TA and then we're done. So, but I do know tomorrow, though, instead of doing our macro Tuesday, since Rob is not around and he's the macro guy, I've been asked to do a kind of a rundown on my my portfolio structure, how I structure my portfolio. And I thought, yeah, why not? I spent a lot of time figuring that out, what I want to do with it and why I want to do it that way. So we're going to look at the structure of that portfolio, how you allocate according to your own risk, or your own time frames and all these things, or time preferences, and your risk preferences. And so I think that'll be a pretty good one, actually, because that's something that I can just kind of push through pretty quickly, so you guys don't have to sit here forever and just hear me talk about random stuff. But yes, so we're gonna end with this one, I think, right here. Quick one today, but hey, perfect. Remember, like, subscribe, notification bells, follow us on TikTok and all these things. And I will be in the Discord right after this, so we can talk right there instead, as we always do. So, all right, everybody. See you in Discord. Bye.